Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the deck Durdle. So in today's episode we're going to be building a 40 card deck from a card pool comprised of 6 boosters from 5th edition. So yes, as I go through chronologically from Mirage onwards, I will indeed be building decks from core sets. So let's just take a moment to reflect on 5th edition very quickly. So it came out March 24th, 1997. Wow. Set size 449 cards, so that includes 20 basic lands, so that's 429 cards if you exclude the basic lands. It's a large set. They did at the time what they usually did with core sets, where they would take cards from the previous core set, so that would have been 4th edition, taken some cards out of there maybe, and then add in reprints from other sets that had been released prior to 5th edition, and then so they end up with 449 cards, and that's quite different from the way core sets are done nowadays. So back here at the time of 5th edition, that would have meant that every single one of those cards in that core set would have been a reprint, whereas today I think it's a 50-50 split, so there's 50% reprints and from anywhere in Magic's history, and then 50% new cards. But back here, 100% reprints. So as always, I've cut out a few steps in here just to speed the process up. So I've already generated my 6 boosters in mtgen.net. If you want to see how I do this in long form, then take a look at one of the earliest videos I did, episode 1. I go through the whole process, generating the packs, putting it into Notepad, converting the format so it's got brackets in the right form, and so then I can bring it into Architect, and here it is the boosters. Just going back quick, have a quick look at the rares because it's easier to see here. So this is the rare. I've organized it by rarity. So we have a Ragman in the first pack. Turn 2 black, 2/1, 3 black. Look at target opponent's hand. That player discards a creature card at random. Use ability only during your turn. We've got Smoke, 2 red, enchantment. Players cannot untap more than 1 creature during their untap phases. Goblin Warrens, 2 and a red, 2 and a red. Sacrifice 2 goblins. Put 3 goblin tokens into play. Treat these tokens as 1/1 red creatures. Dwarven Hold. There was a cycle of so-called storage lands which were reprinted. Nether Shadow. Summon Shadow, 2 black, 1/1. It's unaffected by summoning sickness. At the end of your upkeep, if neither shadow is in your graveyard, if Nether Shadow is in your graveyard with at least 3 creature cards above it, you may put Nether Shadow into play. Yeah, that's I'm trying to think. That was a thing in one of the earlier sets. I can't remember the set it was from, where it looked to see how many cards you had above the card in the graveyard. Coral Helm, 3 to cast, 3 discard a card at random. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And there we go. So in terms of other cycles, because I mentioned the storage lands, let me bring up the MTG wiki page. So we've got Circus of Protection was reprinted to cycle that. The sack lands, so you could sack them to generate certain colours. So you could just tap it, come into the battlefield, tap, you could tap it for the given colour, and then you could sacrifice it and you get 2 of the given colour. Storage lands, which we just saw one. And then Lucky Charms. Cycle of Lucky Charms in the set. And the Pain lands were reprinted. So these are rare dual lands where you tap, you add colourless mana. Alternatively, you can tap them, add 1 of 2 colours, and if you do, it deals 1 damage to you. And they're allied colour. These are the allied coloured lands. Okay, so let us start the build. So this is going to be rather weird. I am going to attempt to do this using core sets. It gets easier, I find, with later core sets actually. With these, I suppose it can be a little bit random sometimes. You can see core sets at the time whiteboarded. Okay, so let's just see what we've got. Also here we've got as I said, we've got our storage land. We've got draw and hold, so that's the one in red. The Urza lands were actually reprinted in here. I've just got one of them. Urza's Tower. Add 1 colourless mana to your mana pool if you control Urza's mana mine, Urza's power plant, and Urza's Tower. Add 3 colourless mana to your mana pool instead of 1. And Havenwood Battlegrounds. So these are the sack lands. This is the green one. Comes into play, tap for green, sacrifice it, add 2 green to your mana pool. Sorceries, we've got Disintegrate in red, so yep, solid removal. Drain life. Okay, cool. Mind Bomb deals 3 damage to each player. Each player may choose and discard up to 3 cards to prevent the amount of damage to him or her from Mind Bomb. And Tranquility, which destroys all enchantments. So I'm going to sideboard the Tranquility straight away. Okay, so we got some solid sorcery speed, removal, and also direct damage to players in red and black already. So let's see what we got in. Oh, crikey, we have a Dark Ritual. Okay. So, Blessed Wine, gain 1 life, draw a card at the beginning of each turn. Or the beginning of next turn, sorry. That would be good. Beginning of next turn. Pay attention. Dark Ritual. Okay, add 3 black to your mana pool for a cost of 1 black. Flare. Flare deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Draw a card at the beginning of your next turn. Giant Growth. Okay. Single green. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Healing Salve. Target player gains 3 life or prevent up to 3 damage to any creature or player. I'm going to sideboard that. What's a Blessed Wine? You notice I said, there's the card set will be quite varied. I suppose what I'm getting at is you're going to see some quite solid cards here because it's a core set and it's sort of a good solid basis to build other decks on. But I don't know how much we're going to see real bombs in the set. So we'll probably see good removal and some solid support cards and some solid creatures. But I don't know how strong the top end stuff's going to be. So we'll see. It's been a long while since I've looked at early core sets, actually, a long time. So I may be wrong there. Hydro Blast, counter target spell if it's red, or destroy target permanent if it's red. Okay. Oh, we've got Incinerate in here as well. See, I'm getting pulled towards red again. Deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Creatures damaged by Incinerate cannot be regenerated. Panic. Single red. Play only during combat before blockers are declared. Target creature cannot be assigned to block this turn. Draw a card. Yeah. Remove soul. Counter. Target summon spell. Spell blast. Counter target spell. It's cast, yeah, so we got some pretty strong removal here. Twiddle. Tap or untap target artifact creature or land and unsummon. So we're looking good in just looking at the sort of removal side of things. We're definitely looking good in red, black and blue. We have combat trick in green. Let's look at our artifacts. Ashnod's, oh, remember this, Transmogrant. I can never sell it. Transmogrant. Ashnod's Transmogrant. 1 to cast. Tap, sacrifice Ashnod's Transmogrant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target non-artifact creature. That creature becomes an artifact creature permanently. Okay. Coral Helm. Discard a card at random. Target creature gets +2/+2. Crystal Rod. 1 to cast. 1 gain 1 life. Usability only when blue spell is only for each. Yeah, I don't really want to play life gain. Ivory Cup. Gain 1 life. Yeah. Oh, there's, yep, cycle of those. And a wooden sphere. Oops. Yep. Okay, you can see we've got a ton of enchantments. Enchantments were clearly a thing. Enchanted creature cannot be the target of enchantments, instants, or sorceries. This effect does not bury anti-magic aura. Other enchantments on that creature are buried because their target is now illegal. Interesting. 2 in the blue. Armor of Faith. White to cast. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. 1. Enchanted creature gets +0/+1. What do they call it? Was it bottom breathing or something? Carapace. Single green. Enchanted creature gets +0/+2. Sacrifice Carapace, regenerate artifact creature. So you got several sort of artifact pump spells. There's a cycle of protection. Prevent damage. I'm going to sideboard these circles of protections if we get them. Flood. Tap target creature without flying. Gaseous form. Enchanted creature neither deals nor receives damage. Yeah. Giant strength. 2 red. 2/2 enchant. Goblin War Drums. Each creature you control cannot be blocked by only 1 creature. Goblin Warrens. Sacrifice 2 goblins. Put 3 goblin tokens into play. Holy Strength. Another pumps enchantment. Crimson Fetish. Draw a card at the beginning of the turn each. Fetish comes into play. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. Pestilence. They've reprinted in here in the end of any turn. If there are no creatures in play, bury Pestilence. Single back Pestilence deals 1 damage to each creature and player. Phantasmal Terrain. Enchanted creature is a basic land type of your choice. Yeah, it's interesting. Both you can hose an opponent by making, well, I suppose they can still use it for mana of any colour casting costs. But the other thing is it can be used for mana fixing, because you can cast it on your own land. Prismatic walls, choose a colour, all damage dealt. Sideboard that. Smoke we saw earlier. It's locked down in red. Thrall Retainer. Charlie creature gets +1/+1. Unholy Strength is in here. Venom is in here. Yeah, I don't want a 2-for-1 myself. Wanderlust during the upkeep of a charge. Just 1 damage to him alter. Okay. Let's look at the creatures. So what I expect to find here is probably some fairly solid creatures, but we'll see if there's anything spectacular. I must remember to save this. I'm going to just remember to do this by colour. Okay. I have removed quite a bit of white already. Let me look at that first. So we've got Samite Healer. So prevents 1 damage. So 1/1 for 2. Pikeman. 1/1 for 2 with banding and first strike. Pearled Unicorn. 1/1. Oh, I'm sorry. 2/2 for 3. Vanilla Creature. Piece of Pegasus. 1/1 for 2 with banding and flying. Piece of Falcon. 1/1 for 2 with flying. 1 and a white. +0/+1 until end of turn. Ivory Guardians. Ivory Cardigans. Ivory Guardians. 4 and 2 white for a 3/3. Protection from red. That'd be funny. An ivory cardigan. It's like a enchantment with just this on it. Protection from red, as long as any opponent controls any red card in play. All cardigans get +1/+1. Cardigan Tribal. 1 tap target creature gets first strike until end of turn. Parrying cannot be assigned to block any creature power 1. Yeah. Do I want to play white weenies? Probably not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end up playing red-black. Possibly. Yeah, we're very weak on blue creatures, which is interesting because, I mean, what I'd probably do. Let's just dwell on that a moment. So what could we play blue with if we did want to build a deck? We have a pinger. We have an air elemental, which is, not too shabby. 3 and 2 blue for 4/4 with flying, so I wouldn't really want to splash that. Would it work? It wouldn't really work with green so well. So we could go down. Is there a line for a blue-black? Let me put that on the back burner. Let's take those out for the moment. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just move out the blue. Ship that out. and because there's some real strong, non-creature spells we've got here, and that is a build I wouldn't mind exploring, possibly with either blue-red, some sort of counter burn deck maybe. Got a few burn spells. Be interesting to see what our creatures are like in red if I did build that today as like an alternative deck, like a blue-red deck. What that might look like. There you go, Tim. No Tim for us. So, moving swiftly along. So we're still good here. I don't know if we want this just to play colourless mana, because that's all we can do. Let's sideboard that. Okay, so we've got support mana for red-green. If we go down that rabbit hole, to me, our red-black at the moment, without looking too hard at the creatures, is looking stronger maybe. Let's have a look at green. So we got, let's see if I can find something high-end here. Dirtwood Boars, 4/5 for 4/4. Iron Root Treegfolk. We got a couple of vanilla creatures. 3/5 for 5. Marsh Viper. We got poison. Okay. Have any other poison in here? Gain 1 life when that's put into play. Basilisk. There's that death touch on it. This isn't looking too bad. Green creatures. There's not a ton of them, but what's our card count? 47. Shapeshifter. Oh, that's the one where you can mess around with the power and toughness. 6 to cast, and you play around with its power and toughness. A total of 7, and then you just rob 1 to pay the other. Ragman. Plague Rats. See with a number of Plague Rats in play. Well, there's only 1. Nether Shadow. Murk Dwellers. Frozen Shade. It's always interesting if you've got a ton of black mana to invest. Graders. Okay, let's just have a quick look through red here. I'm close to making a decision. 1/1 for 1. Star for 2 and a 2 red. Power and toughness equals the number of non-wall creatures you control. Okay. Hill Giant. Goblin Hero. There's a few vanilla creatures here. I don't really want to be destroying walls. Let's just sideboard that. Orcs. Cave People. It's Mountain Walk. That will be really interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try a blue-red deck, because that will be interesting with the blue card that changes the. Well, I'll check and see if it actually changes the identity of the land, or just says, it produces a different colour mana. Flying Bird Maiden. Decisions. Yeah, let's try. I'll be adventurous here. I'm going to try several decks here. I'm going to try black red. See what that looks like. I'm going to try red green. See what that looks like. And then we'll try the red blue. See what that looks like. Okay, so let's sideboard this. Bye giant growth. Sad to see you go. And we will get rid of that. So at 38, we need to get down to 23. We'll ignore this one. So this, we've got the land already here, so that'll be 24. Oh, I forgot to take these out. Okay. Do I want to be playing around with this? Probably not. Interesting pump spell there. Okay, so we're going to save off that. Just want to see what our curve looks like. Okay. So our finishes are Hill Giant. Okay. Dwarves, Keldon Warrior, Merc Dwellers, Pestilence. Ragman. Well, let's just look at that again. I just want to see what my creature count is like. 17 creatures. So I can't really afford to lose any creatures really if we're going to try and leverage the ones that the Keldon Warlord. So we need to lose a lot of enchantments, I think. Which is a pity because we got some good pump spells there. But I'm mindful of, you know, like once, if you've got down a creature and the creature gets destroyed, you're losing 2 cards, which is never good. Oh, we got Coalhelm. No. Oops. Oh, I can't drag them, can I? Actually, let's just do that in the other view. It's easier. So it's these enchantments we need to mess with. Alright, Goblin Wardrons, it cannot be blocked by any one creature. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Evil Presence. Enchanted Land is a swamp. Interesting. Shame we haven't got Swamp Walk. There's a Fetish. Draw a card. Yeah, no. Holy Strength. Yeah, I don't think this is a Pestilence deck. I'm going to lose too much stuff. Not really worth it. Flare, so we've got Incinerate. Get rid of Panic. So we've got Dark Ritual, Incinerate, Disintegrate, Drain Life. Shapeshifter gives us a bit of flexibility. Get rid of Plague Rats. I didn't want to get rid of creatures, but was that? Actually, no, there's 2 Plague Rats. Goblin Warrens. Actually, I haven't got enough goblins. Really. One more. Drop one more card. Is that 1/1? Yeah. Bring back. Against the weenie. Okay. Let's see. So 12 to 15, black to red. So we need 17 lands in here. We've already got 1 land actually, so which is a red one. So if I do what was that, 9 and 8? Favouring red. In fact, I probably need. I'm just trying to decide. Thinking time. I don't think I put that back in. Yeah, it's better. Okay. So 9 to 8. We already have this one in here. So I just need to add 8 mountains and 8 swamps. Okay, here we go. You know the drill. I'm assuming there was 5th edition lands. Let's see, shall we? I'm assuming it's spelt out. Yep. What do we got? Ooh, pretty dingy. Okay. That's rather classic. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 8. Okay, save that. Let's have a look. See what monstrosity I've produced. Okay, I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So we've got plenty of land. Mountain. Turn 2 Incinerate. Turn 4 Ragman. Turn 4 Keldon Warlord. So that Frozen Shade. Turn 3. Another Swamp. And a Goblin Hero. So not too shabby. Although we'd be a little bit stuck on turn 2 because this wouldn't have, depending on whether we're on the play or on the draw, of course. But no, actually we would be stuck on turn 2 regardless. Murk Dwellers. Mountain. Okay, let's try again. So turn 2 Incinerate. Turn 3 Cave People. Turn 3 Flare and a Plague Rat. So again, our mana's looking pretty solid. Only problem is Keldon Warlord's double red, so is the Cave People. We got a Fire Drake and a Ragman and then a Swamp. Let's see when we get our first. Wow, we're not doing so good on the mountains there. So this is a problem. You know, we're 2 colour and we've got several cards that are two red and 2 black respectively. So that does present problems if we get a bit stuck for mana and we can't draw a second land in our particular colour early game or in the first 3 or 4 turns. Okay, Urg Raiders. That's a good, fairly good hand actually. Whoa. Yeah, be happy with that. Okay, if we can get the mana. Well, we're all right. We've got Dark Ritual, so that's not too bad. Okay, hang on. So yeah, the deck's okay. As I thought, it's not particularly explosive, but then we're dealing with a core set here. So let's go back and what we want to do is in here, let me just fix this. So what do you want to do? Let's bring in the green, see what happens, and then we'll do the blue-red deck as well. So yeah, all the decks are gonna red's gonna stay there, and we're just gonna bring in some different colours here. Okay. Yep. We'll just leave that in for the moment, just so we can get the count right. It's easier with some land in there, and then we'll fix that in a moment. I'll leave the shapeshifter in. It's quite a high casting mana cost, but it's a flexible card. That's our bomb. Okay. I'm gonna unzoom this. Oops, a bit too far. I'm just gonna pull this back in. So those Dirtwood boars certainly look like they're having a fun time, don't they? Fun times in Dirtwood. Oh yeah, I forgot how many enchantments there are actually in green. I'll definitely probably be losing some of those. I didn't want that. Do I want venom? Well, we'll find out in a moment. Oh yeah, we might need that. What do we got? I'm looking forward to seeing what the blue-red one looks like actually. $42. Okay. That's not good. Let's lose regeneration. Oh, we're going to lose one of the lands actually. Just see what that looks like. Just count wise, 17 lands. Okay. Okay, that's our red-green deck. Oh dear. Let's have a look at the breakdown. Just save that. Stats. Okay. Yeah. Red, green. Pass towards red. So let me increase this by 1. Take that out. Put in some forests. See if we can see what the 5th edition forest looks like. Those are nice. It's a bit different. Six to 9, 7 to 10. Maybe. Okay, so save that. Playtest. This will be interesting. Okay, so we got a mountain. Fantastic. We can't play our top hand turn 1. If we did, yeah, I think this deck is not going to be great. Yeah, we're no, we're not doing good here. Okay, that's better in terms of mana. Not particularly strong deck. So I think the black red one's better. It's just we don't have a lot of. I'm just going to check this on paper. This is not looking fantastic. Let me just go back. See what the curve looks like. I didn't look at that. That normally tells me quite a bit. So what have we got up the high end? So we got this. Yeah. See, that only makes that, what, a 2/2? I know it's a flyer. Okay, so that's all I need to really talk about on that one. So let's go in the blue. Let's go into blue and just see what's going on. I'm just going to get rid of these by doing this because I don't need to drag them back, so it doesn't really matter. Did I get rid of everything? Oh. Okay. So we'll save that. And we will just zoom out because we found that was particularly easier when we did that. Okay, so we're going to start bringing in some of this stuff. Gaseous form. It's enchantment. Oh, sorry. My mistake. Hang on. CMC that. No, colour it. That's better. Oh yeah, the blue was all in my maybe board. That's why. Interesting. I wonder if I make that a little bit smaller, it will reformat. I would prefer it if it was up here. Okay. Am I able to bring that across? It's going to be annoying. Just get rid of these. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we had a lot of instant speed stuff, from what I remember. So it's sorcery speed. Certainly going to be a very spell heavy deck. $44. Okay, that's fine. Still got to sort my land out. See what we can do. I'm going to remove. So we wanted this, didn't we? Because we wanted to leverage one of these, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Did I get muddled up here? I thought I'd got a red. What was that in black? Oh dear, I've messed up big time here, I think. Oh, there we go. Target creature gains mountain walk. That was it. Yep. Okay. Phew. That. Sideboard that. Target creature, so we've got tap down, we've got giant strength, we've got goblin war drums. What does mind bomb do? I don't really want to do that. Not to myself. I'm just going to leave the land base here so I can get the count right on here. Spell Blast, Hydro Blast. Yep, that needs to be sideboarded. Okay. I don't really want two twiddles. Let's get a run. Get rid of one. Okay, 40. So let's just look at the mana requirements. It's high red to blue. The trouble is I think there's double blue in there. So I might just go for a straight split. We need to get rid of this because we're not playing green. We need to get rid of these. And I'm going to decrease this and then add in some islands. Islands. Isn't this fun? I do really enjoy doing this actually. It's very relaxing, quite meditative actually. Just sitting here building random decks. And trying to explain the thought process. That's the hardest bit. Okay. Let's have a look at our curve. Why not? Because we can. Okay. Wow. Yep. Oh, hang on. Sorry. That's better. Okay. So we got M element. Well, you know, had worse. Lots of like lock and removal and stuff going on. Tap down. So it looks quite fun to play. If you just want a bit of like dabbling in blue and you're not really feeling comfortable playing mono blue. Red blue I think is always really interesting to play from that respect. Particularly like you've got burn spells as well. Okay, Incinerate. Fantastic. So what do we got? Some late game stuff. Okay, so we're good. We got second island, so we don't have to worry about, as long as we keep getting our drops. We've got double blue. Oops. Spell blast, cool. Another island. So any problem we've got is our Keldan Warlord is looking a bit tricky at this point in time until we get a second. Okay, that's not so good from the point of view of casting any double reds, but well, certainly we haven't got a problem with casting double blues. Did I make a mistake on the island? Let me just check the deck, because this looks weird. No. That's strange. See, I'm concerned here. I could drop this. It's just the double blue that's worrying. So maybe it's just one of those things. It's just variance doing its thing. Okay. So X drop. Drop one twiddle. Ooh, second mountain. Second island. Okay. Turns shapeshifter's gonna be tricky. Yeah. Although yep. It's getting there. Yeah, so it is an interesting deck. So probably, I'm just trying to think the order here that I'd see. The safe thing to do is to play the or is it the black-red deck? No, the red-blue looks interesting if you can get your mind round, counter it spells and lock down that way of playing. That could be quite a challenge if you're used to playing like a heavy creature-based deck. So probably the deck I'd probably go for is the black-red one, but the blue-red one certainly, but not so much the red-green, I don't think. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I don't think there was any other colour combination that I really wanted to look at. I don't know whether there's anything in black-green. We sort of discounted white fairly early on for various reasons. There may, thinking about it, I don't know if there'd be like a blue-white. No. I don't think so. We don't really have any. I don't remember having anything particularly strong in white. I tend to only go down the blue-white route if I've got sort of interesting flyers in both, and the white creatures have like vigilance or something like that. Certainly that I don't think there was anything like red-white aggro-ish. Red-white. I suppose you could. Just trying to think how far you could go with some of those smaller white creatures in sealed. It's always a bit of a problem when they're slightly spread out. It's fine if that's the thrust of your deck and you've got lots of small creatures you can get out real fast, and some useful spells. Our red again is looking pretty strong. We've got some good removal in there. So I think that's everything I've done so far tends to revolve around red plus something. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I look forward to doing the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.